So it goes like this. I was in an office building and I had just about to walk in, and this elderly woman, I would imagine, just by looking at her, she's probably 75, 77 years old, and she was having a difficult time. She had a walker, and so I held the door open for her and just waited as she walked in the building. And I walked with her enough to see her go up to the counter. I sat down and waited my turn. And so when she got done, she turned around and was walking. Then I offered the seat next to me. Then I went up to the counter. I was waiting for some information from the doctor. Nothing serious. I was just doing some blood testing. And so they said, they'd have my paperwork. Why I couldn't do it online, I have no idea. But anyways, long story short. So I sat down next to her, she waited to have her appointment, and I just struck up a conversation with her. And she told me she had a couple strokes. And after listening to her, she had this voice that sounded just like a cartoon voice. Someone like Mickey Mouse, but more of a feminine voice. It was really difficult to listen to her because this voice was driving me nuts. Anyways, so I kept listening to her conversation, and I would add certain things. And then she started telling me about this Medicare program that she received, and they had a lot of programs to help her because she was elderly. And she kept telling me about all the things they were doing. They would take her to game night. They had different bingo things, and they had lunches and all these other programs that they had with this program. And it was free if you were involved in Medicare, right? And then she looked at me and she said, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 63." And she kind of was brightened up a little bit. And she said, "Wow, you can get into this program." I says, "I don't have Medicare." And she says, "Well, you're a senior citizen." And it's just blinded me, struck me. I thought, a lot of people relate senior citizens as older or elderly or whatever. And I never looked at myself as being a senior citizen. I know they try to tack on age, with that, whether it's 55, you go into McDonald's and you can get a coffee or what. I don't know if they do it for free or what. When you're 55, right? 55 and older, you get a discount. I know my phone plan offers a 55 and older discount, but I never looked at it as a senior citizen, right? I never, what's the deal with these flies? Anyways, so it never occurred to me that my age is related to being a senior citizen, right? I always looked at, senior citizen being 65 and older, maybe, even 80, 85, you're senior. I never looked at it as me being a senior. I've had some people say, "Well, you're older," or, nobody ever called me an old man or a senior citizen at once. I never looked at myself. Yeah, I look at myself in the mirror and say, "Hey, yeah, you're getting older, dude." But I don't feel that. I could, I've still went out this morning and I ran a couple miles, and, I can still climb ladders and walk on roofs, and I can still, pick up heavy items. I don't look at being the senior. I was just looked at senior citizens as these, people that are old. And I'm sure you guys are going to let me know senior citizens aren't, invalids, right? But even at 55, I never looked at, hey, I asked my wife, "You want to move into a 55 or older community?" I never looked at that. Or go to, down to Florida and say, I want to get involved in a 55 or older group. Now I noticed it. I drove by the other day and I seen the senior citizens building that I drive by all the time, and they have bingo and euchre, and they have movies and bingo, day. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm ready for all that. I'm not a huge bingo guy. I don't know if I'm all ready for hanging around a bunch of people my age, right? It just, I don't, I think what happens is that you have friends and your family, cousins, they all age with you, your brothers and sisters, but you never look at them as, hey, you want to go play bingo or anything like that. I don't think I've ever, I know I haven't ever looked at, hey, I want to, one day I want to, sit here and be a senior citizen and go play bingo and hang out with people and go bowling or whatever. Maybe you guys do. Maybe that's what you're into. I'm not criticizing. I'm just talking about me. So it just seems kind of odd that I've never, ever thought of myself as a senior citizen or growing toward a senior citizen or even a 55-year-old. I know I applied for that on my phone, and I never came across saying, hey man, you're old. You're getting up there in years. You're, the last year of the boomers, and people insult you because they, blame you for not having what they want in life. They blame all the boomers for wasting everything. So I could think of a lot of things that I can still do, and a senior citizen ain't one of them. I can tell you that. All the things I think what I'm gonna do is get into a midlife crisis and go out and, learn how to, what do they call that with the ski boards or whatever? Do something like that, or skiing, or maybe jump out of an airplane. Watch that, I wouldn't do. But I did go to Sierra Nevadas, and I did several years ago. A couple of my kids, we went and we hiked up it's the tallest mountain peak in the 48 states, and we did that. But I never thought of I'm going to go out and do something outrageous because I'm a senior citizen and I want to feel young again. I just do it. I don't think about, hey, I'm an old man and I need to go out and feel youthful again. I just get up and learn how to do more. I learn more. That's all I ever did. I experiment. Hey, if I got another plan I want to grow, I give it a shot, or a new recipe, try a new recipe, buy a new gadget that I've never seen before work, or build a computer, all these other things. Maybe, now I should learn a language, I was kind of, play the guitar, but I don't think I look at it like I'm a senior citizen and I want to feel young again. But anyways, something I've never been called before as a senior citizen, and God bless this lady's heart, man. She probably didn't think about it, but now I'm thinking, maybe I am old. You guys have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye now.